do. Wake me up on the other side. Wake me up. No, that ain't right. There we go. All right. Let's get this second neural part started today. We'll do some emotional regulation. We'll inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale on my descending count of 3, 2, and 1. So let's go. 3, 2, 1. Good morning, Stacy. Let me come on back on the scene. We can always tell how my sinusitis is doing by my inhales and my exhales. Sometimes it works before I do my nasal rinsing. Sometimes it does not. And I am in a clogged state. We have experienced rain every day here in Las Vegas, Nevada. All right. I am the amazing Dr. Donna Thomas-Rodgers, daughter of Leslie Donnell Thomas, granddaughter of Arthur Jethro Evelyn II, and great-granddaughter of Levi Thomas. Welcome to your morning mental workout, where I just changed the subject 20 minutes ago. Prior to that, it was establish trust and be trustworthy. Good morning, Zoe. Good morning, Regina. But when I hear direction to not do something, I don't do it, and I switch it. And I told y'all on the TikTok live, I didn't know what the topic was going to be. Got off the TikTok live, and we are talking about stairs versus the elevator. So real leaders, and I would be remiss, this live is sponsored by the Elements H2O. When I say drink water, you're going to say drink water. And you're going to type it in the chat because the brain needs hydration. And today is day, number 748 on the live. Now, here's stairs versus the elevator. Real leaders take the stairs. End of the live. Followers wait for the elevator. I'm going to say that again. Real leaders take the stairs. Followers wait for the elevator. All right? Look at my cute little graphic. So see, real leaders is already moving. And the follower is waiting on the elevator to come down, to come and get them, to take them where they need to go. So stairs are discipline, practice, and brain load, and leadership reps. Every day you do a neuro rep, you are taking the stairs. And the elevators are shortcuts and comfort and outsourcing your growth. Unaccountable people, emotionally dysregulated people love to outsource their growth opportunities, and they disguise it as delegation. They disguise it as, I'm going to give you the opportunity of your lifetime. No, that's the opportunity of your lifetime. Not my lifetime, your lifetime. But they love outsourcing the growth. They love it. That's the best thing to do because Amy and Lala get to stay comfortable and they don't have to learn, they don't have to grow, they don't have to change, they don't have to do nothing. So they outsource their growth. Now, here's what it sounds like. Oh, I don't have time to clean my house. I pay people to do that. Oh, I'm an entrepreneur and I have staff to do those things for me. Oh, I have a nanny to take care of my kids. Oh, my grandparents take care of my kids. It's all these growth opportunities that people are missing out on. And then they outsource everything. And now they're looking for something exciting to do, looking for something rewarding and fulfilling and something meaningful. They had it before they outsourced it. So they have an elevator existence day in and day out, and they're looking for thrills. Because even though the brain is wired for predictability, the brain likes challenges. So they find themselves bungee jumping. They find themselves going on safaris, and they find themselves going shopping and buying shit they can't afford. And all of them will go watch sports. I'm going to a concert and do all this stuff because I'm looking for meaning in my life. When all you had to do was take the stairs. All you had to do was take the stairs. So let's explore that. So taking the stairs builds the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex. That's the focus. It also builds the anterior cingulate cortex because that's Miss Brenda Jones, the error detection. The basal ganglia has a nice little discipline move. Good morning, Lola. And the ventral medial prefrontal cortex is for self-regulation, the brake pedal. No, don't take the elevator, take the stairs. Waiting for the elevator trains only one thing. And this is a very technical term, so you might have to get a pen and paper out. Good morning, Bridget, as well, because this is a very technical term. So when followers are waiting on the elevator, here is what they're training. Avoidance. That's right. Avoidance. They are training avoidance. And people avoid a lot, and they make it seem like they're not avoiding anything, and they are. So here it is. This is what people choose when they want results without responsibility. They had that song, Stairway to Heaven. They got the elevator to, I don't know where it's going, Comfortville. So this is what people choose. This is what it looks like. The elevator requires no preparation, none whatsoever. No presence, no sweat, no self-monitoring whatsoever. No self-leadership, no self-containment, none of that. There is no friction, which means there's no growth. No friction, no growth. So they let the system carry them instead of them carrying themselves. And we know that one of the 74 principles of real leadership is carry only what you need, but you do need to carry you. And the brain learns, I don't have to show up. Someone else will lift me up. Good morning. Someone else will lift me up. It is somebody else's responsibility to motivate you, to empower you, to teach you, to train you, to educate you. That is someone else's responsibility, and that is an elevator existence. Now, conversely, the stairs, and it is a problem. It's absolutely, Jared. So the stairs are the real leader path. Every step is a rep of identity. You are literally climbing to your own leadership path. That's what you are doing when you take the stairs. You feel the step. You earn the step. You feel the burn, and you build the brain. Every step you take, every little step you take. Yes, your brain is getting better. Okay. You regulate your breath. You regulate your reactions. You hold yourself personally accountable, not the elevator. Give me 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. We have an elevator in our midst. Okay, got it. So you hold yourself personally accountable, not the elevator. Yes, growth will be there. Growth will be there every little step you take. Okay. You'll grow together. Okay. Stairs train the high authority, high capacity brain circuits. So when you are taking the stairs, you are training your brain. The dorsolateral prefrontal cortex locks your eyes on the direction. The ACC correlates your pace with you so you don't get sloppy. You take the stairs strategically. The insula has the signal of checking in to ensure that your internal state is emotionally regulated. The basal ganglia builds the do it anyway loop. Do it anyway. I was talking to Nola about decorating. We had to go back and finish decorating those trees. And she told y'all yesterday as well that I'm over here saying I don't want to do this, but the lights need to be right. If I did what I felt like doing, I wouldn't do shit. So it's not a matter of feeling like it. It's doing it anyway to create that reward loop, to create that habit loop in the basal ganglia, and the nucleus accumbens will give you some nice little release of natural dopamine. And the ventral medial prefrontal cortex is staying calm when it gets hard. If you start climbing stairs and stairs and stairs, you get to the second level, the third level, the fourth level, the fifth level, the sixth level, and you keep going up and up, you're going to get tired. You're going to be sweating. You're going to be hot. You might come out your hair, your jacket, all kind of stuff, but you got to keep going so you can keep growing. So every step says, I showed up for myself today. The truth is, real leaders don't get better because they reach the top. That's not why we're better. We're better because of how we got there. How we got there. The stairs build the leader. The elevator creates the illusion of it. Okay? So I have been in plenty of rooms where people sycophantic, brown-nosed, apple polished, nepotized, and everything else in the room. And I get there and I earned my right to be there. I took every little step up the stairs and they not like me. When y'all saw me speaking on that panel way back in 2016 with Hillary, I earned my right to be on that panel. And that's why everybody was looking at me talking, because it's different. It's the difference between liposuction and actually working out to get real muscles. You're going to be very strong taking the stairs. Very strong, especially if you're carrying only what you need. You travel in life. Every step is a neurological step of empowerment. But when you look for shortcuts, it's going to show. It is going to show. So stairs build the leader. Elevators create the illusion. The question is, are you training the brain that climbs or the brain that waits in every area of your life? So don't just look at where you at and, oh, I do these neural reps, I do these neural reps, I do these neural reps. You got to do neural reps in every area of your life. And that shit is hard as hell. It's exhausting until it's not. Had a conversation with Nola about her feelings yesterday. She's got some new things that she needs to start working on Monday. And she's like, it's never enough time. It's never enough time. I said, you've been saying that. We found it out. It was 6 years. It's never enough time. It's never going to be enough time unless you make time, unless you move some stuff out of the way, experience the cognitive overload until you become systematized in that process. And then you move on. This is ongoing. This is ongoing. 100% ongoing. Ongoing. That's what it is. 100% ongoing forever, because you use your brain. And that's the part that's interesting to me now that I'm over a year into studying the brain, is that people get to the point where they say, yep, I got what I need. Okay, cool. Thank you, Dr. Donna. I'm where I need to be. No, you're not. No, you're not. Because you got a little bit better than where you were, or a lot of bit better than where you were, and you think that's as good as it gets. But it can get better. If I hadn't have encouraged Nola, strongly encouraged, put my foot on her neck, encouraged her to take on harder projects, then she doesn't get to the point where she's putting lights on Christmas trees and putting Christmas trees together and all these other things that she's doing and mounting television, measuring all. That doesn't get there because, as I talked about on the TikTok live, she got the white suit on. So your there is small and minuscule. It's really like lackluster because it feels better than where it was, but it's not extraordinary. Extraordinary happens in every little step. So the steps just keep going and going and going because the brain is still braining. The working memory needs to continue to work. And when you decide I'm there and now I'm going to take the elevator the rest of the way, I have a Dr. Donna's quote that said, when you skip the line, you leave the skills behind. So you could go ahead and cheat if you want to. Life hack. There's a bunch of people out here to tell you how to get shit quick. That fast money is that don't last money. That fast skills, that's not real skills. That's the Hebs off, fire and wire, excitable. And then it's going to fizzle out. And now what? Now what? Now what are you going to do when that runs out? Because I can always tell when somebody actually did the work and is still doing the work. It looks different. It sounds different. Or when somebody just switched. I have a person who I went to high school with. She went in and enlisted, and then she became an officer, and she's retired. And our paths came back across each other on Facebook in 2021, 22, might have been 22. And she was talking about dating in our late 40s at the time. So we weren't 50 yet. So she was talking, she had this guy that she was working with and everything. And I was like, what's with the guy? What is that? And she's like, oh, no, it's going to work. And I was like, yeah, that's not going to work. She said, oh, no, it is going to work. And somehow that was 2022, 2021. She popped up on my TikTok page. I don't know how, a bunch of old people from the past from Detroit is showing up. I have no idea what that's about. And now she's talking about she the hood parent. She the hood parent. Then she has two sons that's grown, and she adopted someone else's child to help them out of a situation. So this child might be in early middle school. But she is the hood parent. So she was doing something first. Then she was doing marathons, then the dating thing. And now 4 years later, she is the hood parent. How you go from being a dating specialist for busy women who are looking to date to the hood parent? That's not in the same categories. That's not like saying I'm holistic and healthy, and then I'm going to be a personal trainer to make sure that people, after they get their diets together, then they're going to start exercising. Those are not, if you were going grocery shopping, the hood parent and the dating, high-class women dating, they're not even in the same section of the store if you were in a store. So what's happening? Elevator, whatever is popping, jump on the elevator, jump on the bandwagon. And now you don't have the skill sets because you didn't polish either one of them. And so now this is lackluster too. And then there will be the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. You're just jumping on different elevators and different. But when you take the stairs, you take all of those muscles, all of that you learned, hold on to the rail. This is when you drink water. When you stop on this floor, you might see somebody, you might notice some fire extinguishers and everything else on disconnect. Disconnect what? Regina. So that's what's happening. So people that I was working with at the Urban Chamber, they onto some new slick shit. They might still be in business, but it's something else. And they don't retain the skill set with them. So I talk about stuff I learned in high school and college, at the Army, at Frito-Lay, nose business, everything else, because it's actual skills. It's actually the stairs. So what we're going to do today is we're going to do 3 rounds: personal accountability, then the contrast switch, and then also the time round, because we're going to see where you are. So ask yourself out loud, where am I taking the elevator in my life? And as Zoe said, drink water. So drink water. Where are you taking the elevator in your life? Yes. Okay. The person you reference has a disconnect from dating coach to a hood parent. Yeah. And you get to decide, you can do many things. I was in the military, I was at Frito-Lay, but real leadership was underneath all of it. And if it makes logical sense, the connection of dating to a hood parent, I would love to see her make that connection. Well, as of yesterday, Nola, it was your feelings. Talking about your feelings in the moment. Because you just kept saying for 6 years, I don't have time. I don't have time. Now you know why you were doing it, but that's what was taking place. So you're taking the elevator. Yeah, I don't need to do that. So name one area you've been waiting, stalling, or hoping someone else lifts you up. Examples can be starting your morning routine, finishing tasks, hard conversations, consistency, decluttering, follow through. What is it? Drop it in the chat. And so for me, it's actually building the real leader community, because I like things small. And the thought of having 3,000 and 10,000 and 20,000 people, I don't like that, because I'm a social introvert. So I don't want to do that. And now I got to do that. And now I don't want to do that. Fuck that. I don't want to do that. I'm still sometimes waiting for the elevator. Yeah. Meal planning for Bridget. What is it? I take the elevator to pleasure, substance abuse. Now I'm scheduling meetings and holding myself accountable. Yeah. So where is it happening at? Socially, privately, publicly, professionally, personally. Where are you taking the stairs? Because, I mean, not the stairs, the elevator. Because the elevator is what's slowing you down. The elevator is what's slowing you down. Me avoiding neuroscience classes initially. Still decluttering the garage. Because it's holding you back. It's allowing you. So, oh, I thought something popped up. They have the Q&A thing that pops up on YouTube and then it goes back down. So an elevator moment is anytime you hope somebody else takes it over for you. Anytime you feel like this is going to be too much neurological sweat equity, so I'm going to go ahead and go do something. I'm going to have somebody else do it. I'm going to have somebody else do it. Now, we get people that are older and they're like, I have rheumatoid arthritis. I just can't do it anymore. My back, I don't have time. And I get that. And everybody, the circle of life, everybody has to interact with each other. And so I understand that. Professionally avoiding completing work. Okay, thank you for that, Stacy. So the point is that we all got elevators, and we need to acknowledge that we have elevators. We definitely need to acknowledge that the elevators exist, because the problem is, for the people who consistently take the elevators, they're the main ones bragging about how simple shit is, how they can get somebody else to do it. All you got to do is, it don't take all that. Let me show you a faster way to get this done. This is this and this. Okay, cool. Now, what's going to happen to you neurologically? So if you think about now that you're doing the neuro reps every day, How many more things can you do now because of the neural reps? You are correct. The elevators were my feelings. Yes, Nola. So how many more things? Since you've been doing neural reps, just assess yourself currently. What are other dots that you can now connect that you couldn't connect before because you started doing your neural reps? Things should be quite clear now. Things should just be coming to you easier now. You can just with clarity go, well, damn, that don't make no sense. You know what? I was thinking, I'm gonna go ahead and do it this way. Because you're taking the stairs. So you have the mental endurance and the cognition to start doing things that this time last year you couldn't do. This time 6 months ago, you couldn't do because you were taking the elevator. You were taking the path of least resistance. You were thinking, well, this is just it. This is just it. Organization said, Bridget said, so for me, I told y'all the story when I was at advanced camp. My options, because they wouldn't let us go combat arms, women couldn't be in combat back then, was air defense artillery and MP, military police. And so I chose military police because I didn't want to be sending no Scud and Patriot missiles. I was like, you get out the Army, you can't use that shit for nothing. So I chose military police. And the military police corps said, yeah, you can come on in, because Branch still has to choose you too. And so what I'm saying is, because there are 5.9 billion dysregulated adults in the world, we wake up every day with two options, and they both suck. Emotional regulation, dysregulation gives us two options: air defense artillery and MP. That's it. And so we pick one versus the other, but we're compromising because it's not what we actually want to do. So there is a third option, and it's the stairs. And the third option requires clothes and sneakers. As we can see, this brain don't have to have no clothes, no shoes, no nothing, and it's sad because it's waiting, but it won't go get clothes and sneakers and shoes and get up. You might have to have a camo pack on your back so you can have some water. It requires effort to not be MP or air defense artillery. And that's what people are stuck. Because I don't really want to do that. I don't really like being on the elevator, but damn, now you got to go get sneakers. Now you got to go get a t-shirt. Now you got to put clothes on. Now you got to exercise. Now you're going to have to stretch. Now you're going to need protein bars. You're going to do all of this. So people choose the elevator. They keep choosing the elevator, and that's why we have less options. Now, Lorenzo said, I noticed I got better at fighting games. Like, it's so odd how I started beating asses and taking names before I thought I just sucked. And Nola's doing the same thing in her sports apps. Lola, you're so right. I was stuck in a cage. I thought this was it until I learned different. Thanks. My pleasure. So that's what's happening, is you believe that you got a few options. And so you take the lesser of the two, the less sucky one of the two. And I told this to Nola yesterday. I said, being an adult fucking sucks. It does. There's nothing great. Kids think, when I'm an adult, I'm going to be able to do what I want to do. Then you find out you're more trapped as an adult than when you was a kid. And I said, your opportunity is to make it so your life doesn't suck. And the only way to do that is to strengthen your prefrontal cortex and have emotional regulation. And then your life won't suck. But life sucks as an adult, as it stands now currently with the 5.9 billion adults in the world. Every now and then people get ready to celebrate the holidays, so they're going to have a little bit of joy and all of that. But day in and day out, this shit sucks. You go to a job that you don't like. You live somewhere that's okay. You might be married to somebody that's all right. You got some okay kids. Your family kind of sucks. And so you just wake up into this mediocre ass elevator existence thinking, well, at least I ain't dead. At least I ain't. You start saying at least. And I've said this before, when you start a sentence with at least, you have already lowered the standard. You have already lowered the standard when you say at least. Change that to at a minimum. If you switch it to at a minimum, that means you can get to a maximum. But at least, no one says, well, at more. Well, at more. Well, at more, you say at least. Well, at least I got my health. Well, at least I got both my eyes. At least I could blink. At least I can. At least I can. That's what's happening. So you're vacillating back and forth in life in certain areas of your life, and you're choosing between air defense, artillery, and MP. And I'm saying there's a third option, and it's called the stairs. It's called the stairs. So type in the chat now that you figured out. What I realized is that when I lost, I practiced more instead of just turning it off. I took the stairs. Stacy said, I am completing things in my home and professionally that were not as difficult as I was making them. I have stopped spending money on things I can do myself. There you go. You took the stairs. You took the stairs. And so right now in the chat, you're going to say, I choose the stairs. I choose the stairs. Put it in the chat. This is your identity rep. So we talked about the white suit on TikTok live, and today and now on this live, you're saying, I choose the stairs. I choose the road less traveled. Damn perimenopause. I choose the stairs. And drink water. Then we're going to go to round 2. I choose the stairs. I'm choosing the stairs. Now remember what you said for your behavior. Remember what you said for your behavior. So when you come back to do your neuro rep, I'm much better at being an objective listener when speaking to my family members daily. I set a time limit after speaking. I breathe and I continue with my day. And that's something I would have created. I choose the stairs. That's something I would have mentally created a hijacked amygdala state for you and emotional dysregulation. And now it's not that anymore. Okay, so round 2. Now, looking at your relationships, your leadership, or your communication. Where have I been taking the elevator with people? Where have I been taking the elevator with people? Maybe you avoid feedback. Maybe you wait for clarity instead of creating it. Maybe you hope the people around you solve the issue so you don't. Maybe you stay silent instead of speaking up. Which one is it? Is it your relationships? Is it your leadership? Is it your communication? And what's taking place when it comes to people? So where have you been taking the elevator with people? And me again is having to have thousands of people. And my heart just stopped. My is like, don't say that. Like, why? Why is this necessary? I told y'all when Noah was like, no, that's not, the app is going, I almost got out the car. I unlocked the door. I said, I'm just walk out in traffic. Fuck this. I ain't doing this shit. Yep. 100%. And that's the one thing I will say. I'm working on being clear and concise. Stacy said, I have been staying silent. Zoe said, taking care of them, hoping they'll do the same, knowing they won't, and being shocked. I was addicted to wanting to fix me. Yes, Nola said, handling conflict. I've been avoiding it or adding to it. That is correct. So here's what I will say about your calling. And Bridget said this the other day that I was born to do this. When you are actually doing the thing that you came to do regarding people, you don't want to do it. You don't want to do it. So people that have millions and millions of followers and fans and all of this, I love it so much. I do it for my fans. I do it for the people. I do it for the culture. They in the wrong thing. They actually, that's for them. Because when you actually have to do things with people, for people, by the people, you don't want to do that shit. Because people in is hard as hell. People in is the hardest thing that you will ever do in your life. As I said, when I was in the military, they said you spend 90% of your time on 10% of your people. So the idea and the concept of having an app where people come in and do all their real leadership stuff, I don't want to do that. I like small, intimate settings. I like the amount of people that can fit in our house. And thousands of people can't fit in our house. So that's not going to work. I don't want to do that part. Do I enjoy educating? Yes. Do I enjoy helping people? Yes. Do I want the cumbersome task of developing an app so that people will be able to use the brain app wherever they go to get done whatever they need to? Do I feel like setting up reward systems and streak systems and all? I don't feel like doing none of that. That's what I'm avoiding. I do not feel like doing it. And I just said it at the end of 11. I got to get this done. But I don't want to do it. It's not something that I'm looking forward to. I'm like, can't I just be, everybody else is getting Nobel Prizes sitting in the fucking lab somewhere. Why? Especially in physiology and medicine. They don't have a bunch of people. They got control groups and mice and rats and fucking guinea pigs and stuff. And I got whole human beings. Whole damn grown ass human beings that's already set in their ways. That's already got negativity bias cemented as the mud seal for the foundation of their life. And they got free will. And I'm over here saying, take the stairs. Don't take the elevator. It's better. The stairs, trust me, just start taking the stairs. If you just start taking the stairs, you'll see it's better. I cannot believe I'm being educated by, exactly. I can't believe it either, Stacey. I can't believe it either. I don't think they ever gave it to somebody that cusses. I don't. But hey, anything's possible. You know what I'm saying? You got Cam makes the impossible possible. So this work is hard as hell. And I'm like, why couldn't I have some easy shit? Like, why couldn't I just have, you know what I'm saying? Make a vacuum cleaner. Why? That's something people want. Yes, it's hard breaking these bad habits. Tell me about it. And so I'm like, I couldn't invent a mop. Like, why couldn't I have invented the plastic water bottle? It's something that people were like, okay, the recyclable water bottle, the Stanley mug. No. I get the people assignment. So now, what are you avoiding with your people in your life? Get that down, because you're going to pick one of these today to go work on. And that people one is a woo. That people one is no brainer. That's the hardest thing to do. It's like herding cattle or herding cats. Either way, hardest shit to do. Because even when the most emotionally regulated person that you come into contact with will have buried some shit, and then it will just show up. It will show up and they're like, what is that? Where is this coming from? Because growth is where you find out who hid what. Stacey, it is true. Thank you. I appreciate that. But growth shows you what the hell you hid. That's why people don't want to grow. Because if you ain't growing, if you think about when you're growing, you got to dig up the ground to plant stuff. You got to dig it up in order for it to get rooted in the ground. You start digging up shit, you're like, no, don't plant it over there. Can you get back? Come back. No. We ain't gonna grow nothing over there. I don't like that spotted land. Come on back over here with the sun. That ain't gonna get enough sun over there. I'm just trying to get to understanding. I avoid being honest with people when I think it will hurt their feelings. It probably will. Honesty hurts, Stacey. The insula is gonna register the truth as pain. So you are gonna hurt them. There you have it. It's neurological. The truth hurts sometimes, but it's still the truth. So you don't want to hurt the little toddler's feelings. The truth will make you free. It will make you free. And it ain't going to get better. Don't sugarcoat the shit, because it ain't going to get better. The truth is the truth. And if they're working on growth and development, then they will appreciate it. Not maybe in that moment, but after the fact. So the people thing that you're doing, avoiding getting on the elevator. You gotta start asking yourself, am I getting on the elevator right now? Am I getting on the elevator, or am I taking the stairs? Taking the stairs is hard as hell. All right, round 3. Think of a moment. This is that time, pressure, failure, recovery. Think of a moment this week where things got hard and you slipped. So we are on Saturday, so start at Monday. And think of a moment where things got hard and you slipped. Ask yourself, when the pressure hit, did I take the stairs or the elevator? Did I take the stairs or the elevator when pressure hit? Shame the devil and tell the truth. And so this round is not about punishment. This is brain data. Real leaders learn from the rep. They don't hide from it. So something took place this week. Did you take the elevator or did you take the stairs? And I will say I took the stairs 90% of the time. And the elevator showed up slightly for a moment yesterday because I didn't get some information that I needed. And so my objective, as you all are thinking about this, and drink water, my objective is to demonstrate to the adult population what emotional regulation looks like every single day, all day long, no matter what takes place. And this shit is hard to sell because I'm patient zero, teaching it, learning it, and saying, yeah, you got to be it too. You have to lead by example, Dr. Donna, because that's one of the 74 principles of real leadership. So at no point, okay, got it, Daisy. You can write it down if you can. Just remember so you know when it's time to do the rep. So think of that. Yes, ma'am. Think of that moment. Think of that moment where you slipped up and you got on the elevator when you needed to take the stairs. Because that's the growth opportunity. When you wanted somebody else to fix it, when you wanted to avoid it, when you didn't want to deal with it, you just wanted to follow and status quo. Because that's what happens is people are like, I'm not going to make a decision so that if it goes left, you can blame somebody else. Nope, that's not how that works. Because if it goes right, don't take credit. Don't say, ooh, that was a good idea. No, but it wasn't your idea. I'm probably 45 stairs, 55 elevator. That's a good assessment, Jared. So where y'all sitting at with your week that just passed? I say, nope, I'm taking the elevator on that one. I'm avoiding them stairs. I ain't sweating. I ain't doing no neuro reps. I ain't doing none of that shit. Too much. Too much. The question was, in your week that you just had, from Monday to today, something hard took place. And you're asking yourself, when the pressure hit, did you take the stairs or did you take the elevator? Regina said, I took the stairs Tuesday. So did you take the stairs or did you take the elevator? Because you got to know, and that's what Nola and I were discussing, and she wanted a controlled environment to learn how to process her feelings. And she realized that this is on-the-job training. The feelings are going to happen in the moment, and that's when you got to determine, what am I feeling, why am I feeling it, what am I, my shoulder, what am I getting ready to do about it? Has to happen in the moment. Yes, you took the elevator yesterday after the first appointment. But other than that, you were on the stairs for most of the week. And so what happens is you'll know you're on the elevator because you'll be emotionalizing. You're on the elevator, you'll be justifying why this isn't fair. As soon as you find yourself saying this isn't fair, you are on the elevator and you need to take the stairs. If you say this isn't fair, get your ass on the stairs because that's your growth opportunity. That is your, because now you're deciding if you need to be doing this or not. You do. Because it's your growth opportunity, especially if it's only happening to you, and that's your growth opportunity. That's your DoorDash delivered to your door. That's your Amazon shit show package delivered to you. And it's a growth opportunity for you to take the stairs because you're going to need whatever skill set, whatever lesson, whatever experience by taking the stairs in that moment. You're going to need that for the future. The people who take the elevator and keep taking the elevator, they just keep part of the reason why they need to take the elevator is because they're carrying all the damn growth opportunities with them. Even though they tried to delegate it, that shit gets heavy because now you ain't got no skills. Now you don't have, so you can't take the stairs because you're not traveling light. You got a bunch of shit you didn't do and you delegated it, and now you don't have contact with that person no more. So now you're trying to find a new person to delegate your growth opportunities to, and that shit gets real heavy. Stacy said, I have 2 elevator moments this week. The rest of the week, I took the stairs. Bridget said, a fair is when you take your pigs to be weighed. Got it. Growth opportunity awaits by taking the stairs. So you got to take the stairs. And no one wants to take the stairs when it's hard. If you feel good and you feel confident about it, you run up to the fucking top of the Empire State Building and back down. But the stairs have to happen with the growth opportunity because that's where you get the new neurons. That's where you challenge yourself. That's where the learning happens. That's where the problem solving and the new skill sets are developed on the stairs. Ain't no music in the hallways and the stairwells. This on the elevator. Ain't no. That's elevator. Ain't no music on the stairs. Ain't no music on the stairs. It's you, perhaps some maintenance people, and some fire hoses and some fire extinguishers. That's it. You by yourself out there. That shit is hard. But that's necessary. It's 100% necessary so you become extraordinary. So now, next time pressure hits, I take the stairs first. Next time, you and your thoughts. So type that in the chat. Next time pressure hits, I take the stairs first. I take the stairs first. That's it. Soon as you say fair, as Bridget said, the pigs got that this ain't fair. What you really saying is, fuck, I gotta grow. Why right now I wasn't trying to grow? Why? This don't make no damn sense. Why do I have to grow in this moment? It's already hard. Now I gotta make a fucking act. First, not fair, take the stairs. Not fair, take the stairs. Next time pressure hits, I take the stairs for, oh, this is my growth opportunity. Oh, this shit show palooza. Oh, I gotta take the stairs. I gotta take the stairs. That's what this, ooh, yeah, there's about 15 flights of stairs right now. Oh, okay, let me take the stairs. Let me get my water. Let me get my comfortable shoes on so I don't get no blisters. Get your knee brace if you're old. And get your ass up them doggone stairs. If it's not fair, it's time to take the stairs. That is your growth opportunity for you yourself personally. That's what that is. So here are the closing commands. Your brain listens to what you do repeatedly. What you do repeatedly, not fair, take the stairs. That's right. As soon as you say fair, all right, gotta take the stairs. I'll be back. Where you going? I gotta take the stairs. What about this ain't fair? I know. This is my growth opportunity. This was my notification. Ding, ding, ring, ring. Not fair. Take the stairs. So no more waiting. No more outsourcing your growth opportunities. No more elevator. No more elevator thinking. No more elevator taking. No more elevator conversations. I climb. I choose the stairs. I self-lift myself up the stairs. It's not fair. If it's not fair, it's time to take the stairs. If it's not fair, it's time to take the stairs. Now, real leaders rise one step at a time. Not because the stairs are easy, shit is hard, but because the elevator is not who they are. Would you say, Doc, what we talked about on TikTok Live, that white suit and not being who you are? So that's why you don't take the elevator, because that's not who you is. That's not who you is. Who you is not on that elevator. Who you is and who you is becoming is on the stairs. And that's the difference. You can tell who has taken the stairs and who has taken the elevator. And I always say this all the time. If someone has said that they have done something, whatever it is, I told y'all I've been live for 748 days. Nobody's questioning that. They're like, she don't, there, please. She been disorganized for 748 days. What the hell? She should just get off live. When someone says, I did this, guess what they should be able to do? Tell me what the bar was, Jared, because I wasn't paying attention to myself. Guess what they should be able to do? Tell you how to do it too. Bridget, you are a survivor of Crohn's disease, and you are working to ensure other people can use your methods. So if someone starts asking Bridget about Crohn's disease, she should be able to tell you everything. Sean had a back problem, and then she got off the meds and is now holistically using her back. So I tell y'all, I read 11 years, I read a book a week and posted it on my YouTube channel. And Stacy, I sent you the whole playlist the other day. So shouldn't there be 500, almost 600 videos? Because the first year was 101 videos, and after that it was 52 and then 50. So 500 and something videos over time, you should have that. If I tell you I got all these copies of Who Moved My Cheese, there's a video with me filming the 10 or 11 copies I got of Who Moved My Cheese. So there needs to be some stairs. I should have sweat rings. If I told you I'm on the 18th floor, my bangs should be stuck to my head. I might have my tank top on, or if I got my t-shirt on, there should be sweat. All this, there should be some proof, as Regina said. Prove it. And not only that, but because if I've been up enough stairs, if I tell you I climb 77 flights of stairs a day, shouldn't I be able to have a strategy for you to get to 20 flights? Shouldn't I say, oh, see, this is how you climb 20 flights of stairs. Now, when you get to the 5th flight, you got to stop, you got to stretch, you got to drink water, you got to crook your neck, and then go up 10 flights more. Don't go straight to 20, because when you get to the 20th one, the back of your leg, you're going to feel like you got sciatica, so you're going to have to stretch again. So when people have taken the stairs, they have a strategy, because what you said was, it's not fair. Let me take the stairs. So as you're taking the stairs, you're by yourself, you're one with yourself and your thoughts. There's no music, there's no nothing. You are noticing things, and you are getting stronger by taking those neurological steps up and up and up and up. And that's the difference. And because you are strengthening your insulin, because you're strengthening your ACC, and your prefrontal cortex is getting stronger and stronger, because Amy and Lala and them was tired. By the fifth level, they were like, nope, I'm 5th flight of stairs. I was like, shh, just fuck it. Basil Gang was like, okay, cool. Let's keep doing this. And we about to get on the stairs. And then Amy and Lala just get real quiet, because they just tired. And you're not listening to them. So that's why you take the stairs versus the elevator, because you're doing it for you. There's no way that I could be in front of y'all saying membership site coming, app following that, if I cheated for the last 12 years. If I had somebody else doing my graphics, if I wasn't posting damn near 10 years on Instagram every single day. I don't get to this point. I don't get to this point where I can say, yeah, fuck it, I'm going to take a neuroscience class. And I'm going to keep taking, I'm going to stop with the book reviews and start taking neuroscience class, because I need to know what Goji and Kahal did. I need to know exactly where Hebbs was when he figured out fire and wire. I need to understand that. I do understand the neuro doctor, what took place 120 years later, what's happening. And people want to take the elevator. It's the quickest way to get this done. What's the fastest way? Not the efficient way, but shortcut way. That's why we got manufacturing defects and all these other things, because people keep taking the elevator. And we're focused on it because it's simpler to fix all of the other systems around, but the people. You can't keep putting people on elevators and asking them to do stair shit. If you keep telling people the elevator is over there, the elevator is over there, the elevator is over there, don't expect a stair skill set from somebody who's been on the elevator, yes, their entire lives. Don't expect that from them, because you told them the elevator was over there. Just take the elevator. Just take the elevator. Oh, you ain't got to do all that. Just take the elevator. You ain't got to do all that. And now corporations are mad. Can't find no good help. Well, y'all used AI to write the job descriptions. Y'all told them to use AI to write their resume, and then they showed up to the job. You lied about the job, and they lied about their skills. And now y'all both mad. Somebody's like, oh, the HR people are using AI to filter through the applications. And on the other side, it's saying, use AI to write your doggone resume. And then y'all sound like an arranged marriage. When you get to the job, you said you could lift 70 pounds. Y'all said I was only going to have to lift 30. and you can't open up an envelope because you got rheumatoid arthritis. You thought it was a sitting down job. And then, you can't find good people. People don't want to work. People don't want to work. Life hacks. Somebody right now, Google life hacks and see how many thousands of posts show up. You do it. I just want to know. Here's the hack to do it. You can do a shortcut to do this. You can do that. You can do it. Okay, cool. Got it. All right, I told my kids to take the elevator. Bad move. Exactly, Jared. And now you tell them the elevator is out of order and they got to take the stairs for the rest of their lives. That's what it is. Oh, this okay. This is it. Now, I'm not telling y'all to take the elevator. I'm saying here, I took the stairs. Here's the strategy for that. Now go use that strategy to get that done. That's not the elevator. Jared, you got to be about to start book 10. So I gave you the strategy, having been 11 years in, on how to read a book a week. I said, don't start with big books. Gave you book recommendations. Regina gave you book recommendations. Sean, book recommendations. Because I already did it. So because I already did it, I gave you the strategy for it, not the shortcut for it. Because you need those neural reps for what you came here to do. I thought I was less of a mom because I didn't have a nanny and my friends did. Now I find out I took exactly. My friends had all pairs. They had all pairs and everything else. I'm like, shit, I got no pairs. They got all pairs. Living in a damn house. I'm like, fuck, this ain't fair. So my ass took the stairs, and now look at the results. Y'all saw my receipts yesterday with Nola. So yes, these tools are here for you. Calculators are better than trying to use an abacus. But it doesn't negate that you still need to know how to count. So what we have is all of these things that make life simpler for people. DoorDash, pick up the groceries, get it delivered, get your house clean. They can come wash your pet. They can come wash your car and all of that. And now you got an elevator brain trying to live a stair life. And because all those people came and did those things, you think you know how to do those things until it's time to do those things. So yes, use all of the resources. Do not get an old washboard and start scrubbing your clothes. Don't do that. Get a washing machine. But when the timer goes off, ding, 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 fold your damn clothes up. That's your part in it. The washer and the dryer did their part. And so now they got washers and dryers that work together for space savers in small spaces. But when the clothes come out, don't put them in the laundry basket. Actually fold them back up and put them back. When DoorDash delivers your food, make sure it's healthy food. Do the work. So yeah, you ain't got time. You got to go. You need stuff delivered. I understand that. But you still have to take the stairs. You still have to take the stairs. Me and DoorDash dashing has to stop. I didn't even think about that one. So that's the point is it's yes, you need it, but not for you to take the elevator, for you to take more stairs. You get it? So if you got the food got DoorDashed, go take the stairs for something else because now you don't have to cook. If the washing machine washed the clothes, go take the stairs because now all you got to do is fold the clothes. If you take an Uber somewhere, do something in the car to take the stairs because you didn't have to drive. Do you see how it's a resource? Instead of shit, I'm going to just sit back and listen to the radio. That's not how that goes. They're tools. They're resources for you, not to stop you, but to help you get to the next level. Nola didn't have to worry about a claw bathtub with rats underneath it and mice coming in the house. So I told her, you started here. So the expectation for you was up here because you didn't start where I started. So I'm more of an expectation for you because running out of food on payday ain't your reality. So now you got other stuff. Yes, you're going to read a book a week in the 5th grade and go take a test on it before you start school. You ain't sleeping. School started at 9. You getting up at 6 in the morning. You're not fucking getting up at 8 o'clock and then rolling out of bed. She been fixing her lunch and combing her own hair since she was 9 years old. She's at the store paying to get her stuff for her lunch and fixing her lunch. That's her responsibility. I'm not fixing your lunch. You're fixing your lunch. You have an alarm clock. You're going to iron your clothes at night. You're going to wake yourself up and you're going to get yourself ready. You're going to go fix your breakfast and fix your lunch. And that way, if you don't have what you want for lunch, you bought that. And you better not throw it away. That's what was taking place because I didn't have an all pair. And now she in the store like, yeah, no, that's too much. I'm not paying for that. That don't even make no sense. Nope, where's the sales? I'm not. So that's what's happening. When you use these things, that means you get to take more stairs, not more elevator trips. That's the whole point, is now you get to take more stairs. You get to go higher up because this made it so you didn't have to take the elevator. It has to be used as a resource, not a convenience for me to not do anything. And that is the issue, because now we're back in the 1950s when everything is delivered. And so it's a convenience. It's a convenience. It's a convenience. It's a convenience. And now your brain can't process anything. Everything feels hard now. You can't climb 6 stairs. You can't climb 10 stairs because everything is convenience. It's at your fingertips. You can just reorder it in Amazon. You can just have it, put it on repeat. All the toilet paper and shit get delivered to the door. We walk in people's houses and we fucking tripping over damn Amazon boxes. They didn't took the shit out the box and just left the empty box at the front door. I mean, damn, they brought it to, can't you just break it down and put it in the recycle bin? It already got delivered to your front door. So it's getting worse. So that's why today's live is not establish trust and be trustworthy. It is the elevator is there. DoorDash is a ripoff. I've never used it before. I don't know what it is. I'm just using that example because people have shit delivered while we're at people's houses, whomever it is. And I understand that everybody has to make a living. I'm not saying don't do DoorDash or any food delivery. I'm saying if they came and brought you the food, that means you go take your flight of stairs because you didn't have to do that thing. Either cook and get the stairs from the cooking or don't cook and then use that non-cooking time to take a flight of stairs to do something else. Because where is the working memory going to be working if everything is a convenience? When you going to get a better working memory? When is the brain going to strengthen itself if everything is a convenience. Now, we don't even have to do that. I told Nola the other day when I used to balance my checkbook every month within $1, I told her when we got debit cards, you used to have to write everything down in your check registry or call the bank and make sure stuff cleared. There was no app. And before ATMs, you had to stand in line and go get your money out the bank. And we had a lot more cash at that point because it's like, if I put in my debit card, I got to do this. So then you just carry cash more because it was easier. Now, you don't have to do any of those things, but that's what it took in order to be financially literate 25 years ago. So yes, I got the app, but that doesn't mean that I am financially irresponsible. Just because I get the notification, hey, you purchased it, whatever, you still got to go in and make sure the math is mathing. So you use it as a tool and a resource and not as a way for you to not have to do that thing again. So in summary, be taking the stairs. If you find that it's not fair, that means it's time for you to take the stairs anytime. And everything is an inconvenience once you've just gotten accustomed to convenience. Everything, now I gotta, okay. It's so overwhelming. It's so overwhelming. It's not overwhelming. You're underwhelming. So that's why everything feels overwhelming. That's the problem. It's because you have less and less neural pathways. That's what's taking place. So brain bit is happening tomorrow. Today, you are looking at your stairs versus your elevator. And today, even if you think about taking the elevator from now until the end of your day, you're going to count how many times you had elevator thoughts versus stair thoughts. So you might have to do the old tick system, text yourself, whatever it is, but you're going to come back with a number. I had 25 stair thoughts or actions. I had 15 elevator thoughts or actions because you need to monitor that. You need to assess when it's happening in your day-to-day activity. So even if it is an elevator thought, it still counts as taking the elevator. Because we cannot have an elevator resistance over here. We cannot. It matters. Elevators are too close to emotional dysregulation because you want somebody else to fix it. You want somebody else. So if you use something from convenience, you still take the stairs because now you don't have to do that thing. That's what's happening. Okay, so you're going to count up the times. And I'm writing this down because this was not part of this thing. So are we clear what your neural rep is going to be? All day, you paying attention to your actions and your thoughts. Am I taking the stairs? Am I taking the elevator? Am I taking the stairs? Am I taking the elevator? Am I taking the stairs? Am I taking the elevator? With that being said, what was your everyday flex yesterday? What was your brain conversation yesterday? What did you learn? And what did you learn about yourself? And for the final time today, drink water. Drink water. Tight today. I gotta stretch. And if you're thinking, remember your ellipse, your brain, your thinking emoji, your quote. Sean uses the quote bubble. Stacy said, I learned about myself that I am regaining my confidence. Well, that's awesome. That's awesome. Throw that white suit away. And tomorrow we will be talking about, in theory, establish trust and be trustworthy. Because I feel like there's another topic. But by Monday, we will be talking about establish trust and be trustworthy. And the brain bit the brain as a rock. It's already made. It's just that ain't what I've been instructed to tell y'all. So everyday flex yesterday, your brain conversation, what you learned today and what you learned about yourself. All these new neural reps should be having you do way more self-reflection in your default mode network. Brain Flex was participating in the second day of an AI summit. Congratulations, Regina, on participating and gathering a bunch of information that you need for your entrepreneur endeavors. And Bridget, I'm looking at Bridget's username and had a brain cramp. My everyday flex was going downtown and getting a parking space on the street in front of the courthouse that had 45 minutes. Well, go ahead on, Bridget. Well, all righty then. In front of the courthouse with 45 minutes left. Damn. I don't think I ever had a meter have time on it, especially not 45 minutes. My everyday flex was getting my 10,000 steps in. I learned today that I need to take the steps. My brain conversation was telling my insula not to send anything BS from the twins. Yeah, and then Miss Brenda Jones is gonna stop it all too. So the insula feel it coming, and then Miss Brenda Jones, the ACC is like, don't start no shit, won't be no shit, Amy and Lala. And yeah, so Regina, I did use the Perplexity app yesterday because Bridget mentioned it as well. And so, yeah, I did download that app, and it was late. So I just asked it who was Dr. Donna Thomas-Rodgers, and then saw some of the functionality because I was very sleepy. Brain conversation was helping my sister reframe her statements for an important interview. She was successful. That is awesome. Very cool. Stacy said, my brain conversation yesterday was with my business partner about progress with focusing, completing things, and emotional regulation. Yes, Jared, the ACC too. That's Miss Brenda Jones. She gonna stop all that. And y'all not getting through. No, you're not seeing the executives. Turn around. Or the principal. Turn around. You ain't got no pass? No. Go to the dean's office. Noah said, my brain conversation was about feelings, but real world situations. Yes. And now you got it. I've got to do my nasal rinse. My nose is congested this morning. My everyday flex was improving my emotional regulation in high stress situations. Yes, because this week would have thrown you off your square 6 months ago, without a doubt. I'm going to holla Brenda today. Miss Brenda Jones, baby, no. Turn around. Turn around. Young man, turn around. Young lady, that skirt is too high. Holla at her. Yes, I got it. Nope. Miss Brenda Jones is like, no, do not let it be Becky with the good hair, because she will let cortisol in. She gonna let Amy and Lala run all over the executive functions desk, draw all on the walls and everything. She might even give them some markers and some permanent markers and shit just to really fuck it up. So no Becky with the good hair. You need Miss Brenda Jones sitting there. My everyday flex was interacting with other people in public everywhere I went, not giving all my attention to my phones. Yeah. I understand that, Stacy. Regina, I like the analogy of stairs versus elevator. I can appreciate the stairs because I enjoy walking and find it great exercise. The same is true for using the stairs for cardio. Yes, ma'am. And that's why I switched it. And I even had a little 3D because y'all know I usually do a little bit more cartoon characters. So I said, no, chat, let's do a little 3D, do something different. I had one thing, that's what the JPEG is. But then chat said, hey, you want me to do it side by side? I said, yeah, go ahead and do it side by side so we could really see it. For real, for real. And so now you have that mantra with you. It ain't fair. It's time to take the stairs. That's how you know your growth opportunity. Because I actually was thinking, how could people know that the growth opportunity, that this pile of shit is actually the thing that you need? Shit show palooza turns into Shinola. How could you know that? Like, what could I say and then people could get it? And now I have this great analogy of the stairs versus the elevator. And if it's not fair, it's time to take the stairs. And your stairs timing won't be like everybody else's stairs timing. But it is time for you to get that lesson, that skill set for the future. Because if you think about how many times in your life you actually took the elevator when you needed to take the stairs, and now you're standing there and you need that stair skill set that you don't have, so then you get your ass back on the elevator again. And you just keep getting on the elevator, and you look back and you really don't have those stair skills that you need. And then that causes you to be stuck, and that causes you to be emotionally dysregulated. That causes you to start seeking comfort. And now you ain't did shit you came here to do. Nola said, I learned that if it ain't fair, it's time to take the stairs. Nola said, I learned about myself. Adult life sucks, and it's my job to make it suck less or become your best. But yes, I get what you're saying. And Stacy, today I learned the importance of taking the stairs and not avoiding things that will lead me to being an extraordinary leader. Okay, yes, ma'am. So here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, and then we got to go. Unless you type something else, then I will. Yeah, perimenopause is dry, itchy skin too. So here's what I've been doing this week is I've been strengthening my emotional regulation. Children want what they want, and it is the adult's responsibility to give them what they need first and sprinkle in a little bit what they want. So, Stacy, you mentioned earlier in the live, you don't want to tell people the truth because it's going to hurt your feelings. When you were raising your children, did you tell them the truth sometimes and it hurt their feelings, but you knew as a parent it was the right thing to do? Then you got to tell them the truth. So the amygdalas have us all hijacked and trained to let the children get whatever they want. That's where all of this is coming from. Well, if I say this, they're going to do that. If I say this, they're going to do that. So just imagine a 2.5-year-old toddlers in pull-ups with shit all on their face, flour and shit all on the floor. They done messed up. They done tore some shoes with a dog with a shoe in the mouth because that's the basal ganglia, Old Faithful. And you come home to this mess. You're not going to say, well, I don't want to hurt your feelings, Amy and Lala, but why are you all in the flour and the oil and why do you have my good sheets all on the floor playing 10? Why are you doing that? You're not going to do that. But we live in a world where the amygdalas are running everything and we're afraid of the children. We're not being ourselves because what if they say something? A 2.5-year-old fraternal twins? I don't really give a fuck. What do they know? They're 2.5 years old. So that's what I've been doing to get through my week. And it's actually been very refreshing. It actually is, because I'm saying I'm over here about to not be myself because of some twins. A whole bunch and it feels like adults are saying it, but it's actually confusing. It actually makes no sense. It doesn't empower you. You don't have information that you can use to become extraordinary. So that's how you know it's coming from these two fraternal twins. And that should give you some solace. So stop feeling that way, because I don't make y'all feel that way, because I am emotionally regulating. And so I'm not over here like, that's a stupid ass idea. Why are you doing that? That don't make no sense. That ain't gonna work. You too old for that. You don't have a degree for that. I ain't never said that to y'all. Here you go. What you working on? Here go a video. Here go an article. Ask chat. Research this. Here's what happened when I had a similar situation. That's what the adults need to be doing. The regulated adults. This is how it was designed to be. But Amy and Lala got us fucked up. And everybody's, I want to say that, I want to say that, I want to say that, I want to say that. Just picture them as children. And they don't know what they're doing. So why would we let them make decisions when they can't? Because that's not their job. The job of decision making, strategizing, and problem solving is the job of the prefrontal cortex. So why we over here concerned about some Amy and Lala shit? Fuck them. Fuck them kids. So Stacy said, today I learned the importance of taking, yes. And Regina said, not always easy, but physically beneficial. As for using the stairs, this is easy to remember and will definitely make me pause before taking the elevator. Yes, ma'am. Your signal keeps dropping. It's okay, Bridget. You got the message. You hang with your PFC. So do you all understand that as I become more regulated, I'm sharing this information with you on how I can tap the fuck out of this bullshit and not be participating. Because I'm like, these are children making these decisions. These are actually children making decisions that they shouldn't be making. We back in the day used to say, stay out of grown folks' business. But they running shit. That's why everything's so fucked up. Children don't know how to run shit, but they're moms. And then they get tired and fall asleep. And sometimes the toddlers pee on themselves and pee in the bed. Why the fuck would I be listening to them? Or caring what the fuck? I don't give a fuck what a 2.5-year-old think about me. It's just packaged in adult form. But that's what's actually happening. And when you see it from that perspective, you can say, okay, got it. You're dysregulated. Roger that. Let me go ahead and keep doing what I was doing. I see you having an excitable moment right now. You having some hijacking going on. That ain't got shit to do with me. You can become regulated over here. You can actually become regulated. So I got the answer. There's penicillin up in this bitch. So I'm definitely not participating. Because I asked Nola the other day, and if you have to go, I understand. I'm just saying these things as they're coming down. I said, why I'm not walking around like I got penicillin all day long. Why am I still participating in this? And I didn't have an answer. Why am I still participating? I got the answer. I actually have the answer to change humanity. And my ass is slipping back into emotional dysregulation because some shit showed up on my phone. Like, how the fuck? So yeah, we got to do an app. Yeah, we got to do all of that because it's me. I'm the one that got picked. I'm the one that got selected to change humanity. So I'm going to do that shit 10 toes down. And I'm not going to let some toddler say, well, I don't know if you the one. I don't like you. You doo-doo poopy face, Dr. Donna stinky doo-doo. That's what it sounds like. That's what it sounds like. I asked the other day on the Real Leader Brain, I said, who is Santiago Ramon Cajal? And that's the father of neuroscience, of modern day neuroscience. Him and Goji discovered shit way back in 1906. That's where the neuron doctrine came from. We about to be 120 years later, and nobody thought emotional dysregulation was important. Nobody thought it's been 120 years. Why don't we start focusing on everyday brain for everyday life? So y'all didn't get to it. Fuck it. I did. I'll fix it. I'll take the stairs. I'll take as many fucking stairs as I need so we can stop feeling like this. We can stop fucking living like this. And we can have an extraordinary existence in our everyday lives. Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it. I don't even know where the stairs are going to end, but I'm going to keep going up, because what I'm not going to do is keep participating in this hijacked amygdala, emotionally dysregulated state with the adult population. I won't be doing that anymore. That dog don't hunt. So that's my thought process about the stairs versus the elevator. That's how I feel. I'm emotionally dysregulated less than the average bear, but it's still there because we're hardwired for negativity bias. But I will not be dismayed. I'm not going to continue to allow it to occur, because nobody is winning and nobody is benefiting from it. And more people are on the elevator than on the stairs. And that's why shit is fucked up. Because it's easier to just press that button and get to the floor that you need to be on. Okay. So tomorrow I will be back, God willing, higher power, and the universe. Same time, same place, safe space, different brain t-shirt. You all go off and have a terrific day. Take care.